Leonardo da Vinci painted for him, Botticelli at his service, Michelangelo sculpted for his court. But what painting did Lorenzo love so much that he allegedly had it stolen? This. Not just one, but 3 monumental panels, scattered today across Europe. Now, here's where things get interesting. Originally commissioned by the powerful Bartolini-Salimeni family, these paintings were never meant for Lorenzo. But when the family refused to offer them as a gift, Lorenzo simply sent men to retrieve them. And, legend has it, they ended up hanging in his bedroom. Why was Lorenzo de Medici obsessed with these paintings? It wasn't just about aesthetics. Lorenzo was a political mastermind. And this painting, it wasn't just art, it was power. Here are 4 reasons why the Battle of San Romano fascinated him and why it remains one of the most revolutionary artworks of all time. The Battle of San Romano wasn't just a spectacle of knights and lances. It was a key moment in Florence's rise to power. Fought on June the 1st, 1432 between Florence and Siena. Florence was expanding aggressively, and Lorenzo, ever the ambitious ruler, wanted to remind everyone that his city-state was dominant. The battle itself lasted 6 to 7 hours with brutal cavalry clashes, but Florence, led by Niccolo da Tolentino, turned the tide thanks to a last-minute reinforcement by Micheletto Attendolo. That moment, the decisive intervention that secured Florentine victory, is exactly what Uccello captures. So why did Lorenzo Il Magnifico want this in his bedroom? Because this painting wasn't just decoration, it was propaganda, a daily reminder of Florence's power and his family's legacy. Now let's talk about why this painting changed the art world forever. At first glance, it looks like a chaotic medieval battle, but there is something off. Look at the fallen lances, the broken weapons, the scattered soldiers. They aren't randomly placed. They create a perfect mathematical pattern, leading your eyes deeper and deeper into the battlefield. Uccello wasn't just painting a fight, he was creating a new way of seeing. This was the Renaissance obsession, turning flat surfaces into deep, immersive spaces. Giorgio Vasari, the great biographer of Renaissance artists, tells us that Uccello was so obsessed with perspective that he would stay up all night whispering to himself, "Oh, what a sweet thing this perspective is." Also, Vasari suggests that Uccello was so fixated on perspective that he neglected everything else. His figures, his colors, even his career. Take a closer look. Are those horses blue and red? Yes. While other painters were striving for naturalism, Uccello took a different approach. His colors aren't realistic. They are bold, theatrical, and dreamlike. Some art historians believe this was inspired by medieval manuscript illuminations. Others think that Uccello was experimenting with how color and contrast affect perspective. Either way, Lorenzo must have loved the boldness because it reflected his own daring approach to power. Here's where things get crazy. What Uccello was doing in the 15th century, it's exactly what filmmakers do today. Just like Uccello pushed perspective to create depth, modern directors use CGI and 3D animations to pull us into new worlds. Uccello's battle scene? It's a Renaissance version of an action movie storyboard. And his attention to geometric composition? That's the same kind of visual planning that today's game designers and cinematographers use to build immersive experiences. Think about it. Would we have Lord of the Ring battle sequences without Uccello? Would we have video game landscapes that guide your eye naturally through the scene? What he started with paint and perspective, we now continue with pixels and programming. We will never exactly know how Lorenzo il Magnifico got his hands on them. But we do know he saw something in them that no one else did. A painting that wasn't just a battle for him. Now tell me, if you could steal any artwork in history, what would it be? Drop your answers in the comments.